One person's...
Right now on Up with KREM, we've got smoke hanging in the atmosphere. The smoke down low means it's unhealthy to be outside breathing this air. I'll let you know when you might see some improvement.
One person's trash is definitely not another person's treasure. Why a local thrift store is sending a quarter of its donations to the landfill. And new COVID restrictions will apply to student athletes this upcoming school year. What student athletes and fans will be required to do.
Up with KREM begins now.
Well, this morning we are waking up to smoky skies here in the inland Northwest. You can take a look outside right now and tell that, the haze has definitely come back to our area. And right now the air quality is unhealthy. So that means that people might want to limit your time outside today. So you can see this is happening because of wildfire smoke traveling to our region from Canada.
Hey there, good morning friends. Happy Friday Eve. We are one day closer to the weekend. Glad to have you here with us. Let's get to Jeremy now, who is tracking the poor air quality for us this morning. Jeremy, just how bad is it outside right now, and are we expecting it to get any worse?
We are actually going to start to, well, it does look like eventually get better, but for now we are kind of in this for a while, and that is the unhealthy air. Right now, AQI sits at about 160. Later on today, it's likely we hit that unhealthy for some range, but it's going to take us a while to get there. So just think it is going to be unhealthy for much of the day. Moderate to unhealthy tomorrow as we see that shift in the weather pattern. But for now, it is hot and smoky. Temperatures in the 70s this morning in Moses Lake and Spokane, 60s in Coeur d'Alene, 50s in Sandpoint, and how about 85 in Wenatchee? It's warm, especially if you're over on the west side. It's likely we see a bit of wind gust later on today, but Okanagan and Methow valleys face the brunt of that wind. That creates an elevated fire danger up in that region on top of some of this excessive heat. Our excessive heat warning extends from the west side straight through the inland northwest. It is going to be a hot one today with temps in the upper 90s and low 100s, and really not a cloud in the sky, except there is going to be a lot of smoke in the sky. So do expect a smoky haze and it to feel even a little bit cloudy at times as our temperatures slowly climb. Maybe not slowly. By 9 in the mid 70s, by the time we get to noon, we're up near 90. And this afternoon, we're topping out near where we were yesterday, which was close to 100. And if it weren't for the smoke, I think we would hit 100 later today.
Well, as people get ready to send their kids back to school, many parents are having to prepare themselves for the unknown as Delta variant cases rise.
Yeah, some parents are just not comfortable vaccinating their kids yet, and some wonder if a mandate will mean keeping their kids home if they don't want to vaccinate.
Now, one parent in Western Washington says she's done her research. She's even cited the CDC website, which has a report on the adverse effects reported after the COVID-19 vaccine. And she says some of her family members got the vaccine and suffered from long-term side effects. And she would rather wait until the vaccine has been around longer and more science on it is available.
This is not an FDA-approved vaccine yet. It's an emergency use authorization, and there's just little known on it right now. And I have no ill feelings for parents who feel like they want to vaccinate. I feel like every parent should make the right decision for themselves and their family.
So there have been reports of death and other illnesses after the COVID vaccine, according to the CDC. But the CDC also makes it clear that it's unclear whether or not the vaccine was the cause in those cases. Now, the CDC still recommends getting the vaccine as soon as possible, saying that it is safe and effective. 6:34 now, time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
A truck driver is alive and well after a crash in Idaho County on Tuesday afternoon. According to the Idaho State Police, 60-year-old James Alden was headed south on US 95 in a semi-truck. Alden lost control, went off the right side of the highway, and plunged into the Salmon River. Alden was wearing his seatbelt, thankfully, and wasn't hurt. However, the crash remains under investigation.
Happening today, Idaho Governor Brad Little will be holding a press conference about COVID-19. The governor's office has not released much about what will be announced, but will most likely address the rise of COVID cases in the state. The governor's office only announced that it will take place at Nampa High School. That press conference scheduled for noon.
Today, the Washington State Patrol will have an increased presence on State Routes 26 and 195. This comes as WSU students return to Pullman for the fall semester. The goal of these emphasis patrols is to stop speeding, catch distracted or impaired drivers, and hopefully reduce the number of crashes. Troopers say they'll have zero tolerance for drivers found to be impaired while behind the wheel. The patrols will last until Sunday. Well, that's your Morning Rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's going on in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media. Well, donating items to charity always gives you a good feeling, but not everything is in good enough condition to resell. A local veterans thrift store is shelling out thousands of dollars a month to return items to the landfill. Nicole Hernandez is live from the store now to explain how this is affecting its business. Good morning, Nicole.
Yeah, good morning, Channing. So definitely a frustrating situation here for the people that work at the Veterans Thrift Store. It looks like they were able to make one of those landfill runs that you were just talking about here pretty recently, but take a look at this video just a few days ago on Monday. This is how much junk they just had outside on their property all along their fence line. So the owner, Kevin Oxley, says they've been getting a lot more of this trash recently. Back when they first opened 5 years ago, Oxley said people were actually donating decent stuff, but now he says 25 to 30% of what gets donated he can't sell. He thinks that's because most other thrift stores in our area stopped taking donations during the pandemic, but Oxley didn't. He stayed open. Last month, Oxley spent almost $5,000 just to haul away the trash people tried to donate. That makes running his business hard because he also lets veterans shop here for free. He does have a partnership with an organization that will take overflow clothes and shoes, donating them to other countries, but Oxley says that's not enough.
With all the new people that know about us, which is great because we serve more veterans and we serve the public better, but we're also getting a lot of the donations that people just would normally throw away. They use me for a dump.
Yeah, so take a look here. This is actually the dumpster that they use to fill up. I'll go close to it so you can just see just how large it is. Obviously very tall, also goes very far down. They're filling this up twice a week at both of their stores, and every time they have to take one to the dump, it costs them $700. So you can see how much that must add up for the business. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Doctors are focusing on protecting pregnant women from COVID-19, but is the vaccine safe for them? We connect the dots.
And we're going to take you outside and talk temperatures on the rise. This weekend starts hot, but we'll see a shift in the weather pattern that brings about some cooler temperatures. I'm going to let you know why this drop from near 100 degrees on Saturday to near 90 degrees by Sunday might not give us a break from the wildfire smoke, but don't worry, I've got a break from that wildfire smoke in the full forecast. Stick around.